Okay, let's do some order of operations with negative numbers. So when it comes to order of operations, some people call it PEMDAS, PEMDAS. Act like the D's there. Boom, PEMDAS. Okay, so first the P stands for parentheses. I have parentheses here. Why is this looking all weird and stuff? Let's see. Whoa, wasn't trying to use a hint. What's going on here? Okay, so PEMDAS, PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, whichever comes first, left or right, and then addition and subtraction. So my first thing to do is parentheses. So in my parentheses, I have 63 divided by 9, which is 7. So I can mark this off and write a 7. Now I have negative 5 plus 7. Those are different signs, so I can subtract them and take the sign of the larger number. 7 minus 5 is 2, and because 7 is larger, that's my answer, a positive 2. On this one, okay, so we have negative 80 at the top, divided by 7 plus 9. I first need to figure out what is 7 plus 9. I know that 7 plus 9 is 16, so I have a 16 on the top, divided by a negative 80 at the top. So negative 80 divided by 16, I'm going to reduce this by dividing the top and the bottom by 4. I know that 80 divided by 4 would give me a 20, so I have a negative 20 at the top. And 16 divided by 4 would give me a 4. I can divide this by 4 again. Negative 20 divided by 4 gives me a negative 5. And 4 divided by 4 gives me a 1. So negative 5 divided by 1 is just a negative 5. On this one, let's see. Remember PEMDAS, PEMDAS. First, I have parentheses, but these parentheses are just to help me remember that my 3's are negative. So I have 1 minus 4 times negative 3 plus 8 times negative 3. Hold on one second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had to go and do some errands. I don't know where I was at, so I'll just kind of somewhat start all over here. So remember, the parentheses here is just to remind me that my 3's are negative. So parentheses don't mean much in this situation. Exponents, I have no exponents. My next thing is multiplication or division. Starting here, I have multiplication. So I now have 1 minus 4 times negative 3. Well, negative 4 times negative 3 would give me a positive 12. And then I have a plus 8 times negative 3. I ask myself again, do I have any parentheses? Not besides this one that tells me it's negative. I have no exponents. I do have a little bit more multiplication, which is right here. 8 times negative 3 gives me a negative 24. But I still have a 12 and also a positive 1. Now all I'm left with is addition and subtraction, so I can just go straight across left to right. 1 plus 12 is 13, and now I still have my minus 24. 13 and 24 are different signs. My 13 is positive, my 24 is negative. So I subtract and take the sign of the larger number. 24 minus 13 gives me an 11. Because my 24 is larger, the answer is a negative 11. Just like that. On this one, same thing, parentheses first, then exponents, multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. In my parentheses first, here I have a 7 plus 9, which gives me a 16. So instead of negative 7 times 7 plus 9, I have negative 7 times 16 because 7 plus 9 is 16. Now I can multiply 7 times 16. They're different signs, so I know my answer is going to have to be negative. And I do 16 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So I write a 2 and I carry a 4. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. So I know my answer has to be a negative 112. On this one, PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. I have parentheses here, but that is to help me remember that my 8 is negative. I have no exponents. I do have multiplication. Negative 4 times negative 8 gives me a positive 32. So now I have 1 plus 32. And 1 plus 32 gives me a 33. So my answer would be 33. On this one, I have no parentheses, but I do have exponents. On my exponents, this is 2 to the third power. So negative 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 6. So that would be 4 times 2 is 8. What in the world am I doing here? That is not 6. Wait a minute here. Don't listen to this foolishness I'm saying. Let me get this right and stop trying to do this in my brain. Negative 2 to the third power minus 3 squared. This negative 2 to the third power, that's saying negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. It would be negative because the negative times the negative gave me a positive, and then I had to turn around and multiply by a negative again, which turned it negative. Over here, I have a negative 3 squared. That's negative 3 times negative 3, which would give me a positive 9. Now, negative 8 plus 9, they're different signs, so I can subtract them. 9 minus 8 gives me 1. I take the sign of the larger number, so it is a positive 1. Uh-oh. Dun dun dun. Something's wrong. Let me see where I messed up here. Let's see. Negative 2. Let me just make sure I write this out. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 minus 3, or negative 3 times negative 3. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4, but I still have to multiply by another negative 2, which would give me a negative 8. I'm going to subtract 3 times 3, or negative 3 times negative 3, which would give me a positive 9. Oh, that's where I messed up at. Somehow, when I did 3 squared over here, I got a 9, but I misplaced my other negative sign. So now, negative 8 minus 9 is negative 17. Sometimes you can't do it in your brain, guys. You have to write it down. I missed that one. I'm not going to edit this out because I want you to see that I make mistakes too. Write the problem down so that you can get the right answer, guys. Last one here. 1 minus negative 4 squared. Okay, first I start off with my parentheses. In my parentheses, I have a negative 4. That's saying negative 4 times negative 4 because they want me to square it. Negative 4 times negative 4 gives me a positive 16. So now I have 1 minus 16. 1 minus 16, they're different signs, so I can subtract them and take the sign of the larger number. 16 minus 1 gives me 15, and because my 16 is larger, it is a negative 15. And we're done. Remember, make sure you write the problem down. You don't want to make mistakes like I did, guys.